Okay. Hi, my name's Bonnie Capape. I'm a social worker here at the Crisis Center. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Nice to meet you.
And your name's Allison Rivera. Do you prefer Allison or Allison Rivera?
I go by Allie.
Okay, Allie, please have a seat.
Thank you.
Did you have any trouble finding the place?
No, good directions. Thank
Oh,
you.
good. I'm glad. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I've been working at the agency for 2 years now. And I want to also tell you about the reporting policy when it comes to the agency, that we do need to report when I do sessions if there's any child abuse or elderly abuse or suicidal thoughts. And there's some paperwork I will have you fill out a little bit later. So I hear that you're having issues with your family, with
Right.
with your marriage. Would you like to tell me what's been going on? And
Well, we've been married for going on 9 years, and we dated for 4 years. So we've been together quite a while, and we had a good relationship, and we always loved each other, but there were some red flags in the beginning that I chose to ignore because of the love, I think. And then as time has gone on, he's become increasingly verbally abusive. And we've kind of lost respect for one another. And that has kind of made the love dissipate. So now all the things that I overlooked make me incredibly irritated, and we're not happy together anymore. And this has been going on for probably 3 or 4 years, but he has the desire to try to make it work continually, which is very flattering, and I'm very grateful that he is my husband and that he wants to stay with me, try to make it work. But after so many years of not being happy, and you realize maybe this isn't going to work, and obviously before I throw in the towel completely, I thought to seek some counseling, because at this juncture I decided to move out.
okay. And what were some of the red flags that you had seen in the beginning of the relationship that you had concern about?
I heard from his family that he had anger issues. At some point he had to go for anger management, and it was all like ha 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 ha. He would get angry with me for something, and then he just seemed incredibly agitated, and I would just think, well, what did I do? I think he's overreacting, but I didn't really think anything of it. And he would write me letters, and this was in the very, very beginning of our relationship. The first time that I met his mother, it was like a 4th of July. Maybe it was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I said, I really need to go because I have to go home and let the dog out. And he drove me home, didn't say one word to me the whole way, and was just very, very agitated that I had sort of interrupted his day, and it was being inconvenienced, by having to drive back from Pompano to West Palm Beach so that I could take care of my dog, which was my priority.
Well, how did that make you feel inside when he
tense
reacted?
And I wanted it to stop. Like I kept asking myself, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I don't think now that I'm older and a little more mature that anybody else would have reacted that way. I should have realized at that point that he had some issues. But you don't know what's going to happen in the future. I think that it just went on, and I even think that he tried to contain it. I think that he's not able to completely.
Do you have, what I hear you saying is you have concerns about his anger issues that have been there since almost the beginning of your relationship?
Right. And it's changed me. I was never a person to lash out or lose control, or not to the extent that I have been lately. I think that it's affecting me because when you live with somebody, maybe you tend to take on some of their characteristics after a while, maybe. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I see happening in me, and I don't want to be that person.
How does it make you feel inside when you possibly see those things of you acting a different way than you maybe are used to?
I'm not proud of it. So I realized when I would take trips to see my family in Maryland, or if I'm around my friends, that I'm a lot happier. And that's why I decided to make the move. You know, I need to try an environment without him and see if I'm happier that way. And it's not because I don't care about him. So then there's a whole bunch more concerns about financially what's going to happen that way. But I did make a decision at some point that happiness is more important than, you know, staying in something for the sake of we have a house, we have a car together, we don't have any children, we have animals. So that's an issue. And we made a lot of decisions buying a big property, and we wanted our animals to have a yard, and it's been really nice, but ultimately it doesn't make you happy ultimately. It's things, trying to buy the happiness, the car, the house, the vacation, the clothes, the jewelry. It doesn't really fill that void of, love that I think is dissipated.
Right. Are there certain things that maybe that you wish that were there in the relationship, that was lacking, that maybe could change the relationship for better? If maybe possibly have you asked your husband if they wanted to do counseling together and do marriage counseling?
I did ask him, and he asked me who was going to pay for it. So I saw where he put a price on it.
Right.
And that spoke volumes. And then at the end, when I started to really disconnect from him, and I'm with work, I'm with friends, I'm not home, I'm exercising, I'm kind of getting out of his life. Then he expressed his desire to go, but he only mentioned it and never made an appointment. So, and that's indicative of how it's been in the past. Because one time maybe 7 years ago even, I asked him to go to counseling, and he printed out some information from the internet for me to read about him and what people who are angry. I went through a period of time where I was having panic and anxiety. Maybe it was from the suppression of the anger in the home. He doesn't hit me, but it's gotten to that point. So I don't know how much counseling can do. This session is more for me at this point, because I made a decision to move.
And that is you being able to make that decision was a great step for you to be able to make on your own, and to come to the decision that you need your space from him, and see what happens down the road. But that was the strength that you got within inside yourself to be able to make a decision that you needed to separate from him.
He believes that the decision, he doesn't even know that I'm moving out at this point.
He does not.
He does not know. I have told him, and I've been trying to, I found a place, I'm going through that whole process. It takes a little while, and then it'll be real. But I have to see if I'm going to be happier with or without him. So I'm not filing divorce papers tomorrow. I'm going to give it a chance,
Right.
and we'll see what happens, I guess.
So does he not? Does he not know? Does he know that you did buy a place or get a place, and that you are moving? Does he not believe?
He was snooping. He said he has a sense. So he was snooping a few weeks ago, and he found a stub in one of my bags that was from a return of a deposit. My mom's helping me, so I don't want to put a property in my name and complicate things even more. We need to deal with the property that we have. I've asked him to sell the house. He doesn't want to sell the house. I've asked him to put the car that's in my name in his name somehow. So he seems uncooperative, and now that I'm home less, he even seems not confrontational, maybe sad, but it's just a little underlying current. Always, all you have to do is just barely scratch it, and he could, get very angry because I'm not home cooking and cleaning and doing all the things for him that I used to do in the marriage. I'm busy. I'm not there. So it's kind of forcing him to step up to the plate, take care of the animals more, maybe look around and do the vacuuming, or, so it's kind of like when I go to move out, it's not going to be a shock. He's already used to kind of me not being around.
Right.
And I've told him that I was trying to get a place, but that I wasn't sure that I was getting it.
Okay,
So.
but he does know now that you have found a place.
Definitively no.
Okay.
Because until I have the keys in my hand from the closing, I don't want to say that. because that's a whole nother process. I really don't want to rent because the way the things are going now, I wouldn't be sure if I rented and it went into foreclosure, then I would have to move again, and it's incredibly stressful to move,
Right.
you know.
I hear that you have some concerns about his anger issue. Could that be related to not telling him exactly that
I think I'm
you
afraid.
did get the place, that you're concerned about his reaction?
Yeah, I'm afraid to tell him, I guess. I think I just realized that right now after you asked me that question. Because he said to me when he found the stub, you know, I have to sign for you to get a place, you know, since we're married.
Right.
And I didn't think that I could divorce somebody and live with somebody in the same house.
Right.
So if that happens, it comes to that, then I'll be already out and it won't be as stressful for each of us.
Okay.
So I guess when I go to the closing and then I decide what my move date is going to be, and I have to confront him about what I'm going to be taking out of the house, and that scares me because I feel like I've put in a lot. Well, I have put in a lot. I mean, I gave up my first property. I made payments on all the furniture and the television and heirlooms, and I don't know how greedy he's going to be. He does sort of sometimes show that side of himself. And then we've had conversations where he says that I'll take the furniture, I don't like the furniture, where he seems sorrowful and amenable to me taking the things out, and so I have no idea how that's going to go. And that's another reason I wanted to come in today, like what should I expect? Have you seen this scenario before? Or
Well, all I can say is that you need to, the best thing for you is that you have found a place, and we need to set some goals. Set a goal for you to be able to set a date. You know, you did get a place, and that was the goal that we want for you to have, and you have accomplished that. But we need to see about setting a date for you to move out and to make a list, to go through the list with you and him before, and get the movers before that happens, because it might be an issue if you do it on a date, and it would probably be beneficial to you to be able to set that date, so you have a date in mind and you know what you can do from there. So today, this is the end of our session, and it was very nice meeting you, and I can go ahead and schedule another session for you in a week, same day and time. Is that okay with you?
sure.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It was very nice meeting you.
Very nice talking
Take
to you.
care.
See you next
Bye-bye.
week.
Hey, we got somewhere though.